and welcome back to Dan's Kitchen Garden Allotment. Just before this video starts, please go along and hit that subscribe button to come along and join the family. So let's get this video started.
Dan's Kitchen Garden Allotments.
So then guys, I hope everyone's had a fantastic bank holiday Monday so far, and for them people who's sitting down watching this having a nice barbecue, I hope you're all enjoying it. I've been busy down the allotment doing a few jobs and a few bits and pieces. As you can see, the sun has finally got his hat on. This is the weather that we've been craving for the last 3 weeks. We've had nothing but rain for the 3 weeks. So what I'm going to do now guys is turn the camera around and show you what I have been doing today at the allotment. So then, the first job I had to do today was give my strimmer a full service. So I've done that, and I've done a separate video, and that will be coming out on the channel very soon, and that's going to be how to service and fix your petrol strimmers for under a tenner. So stay tuned for that video coming out very soon. So I've done the strimmer, I've fixed the strimmer, and I've also cut all the grass on the path around the whole of this allotment site here. So basically what I've done is I've gone up my path here, right across down this one, carried on straight across to plot 2, and this plot neighbour here loves me because I always do both of my plots, and he doesn't have to get out his strimmer and trim any of the grasses. So let's go and have a look to see what else I've done at the allotment. So then, after the last 4 days of rain we've had about 2 days of sun, and the potatoes have decided to finally show themselves, and they've finally decided to pop themselves up. So what I've done now is I've piled up the first early potatoes. Yes, these should be coming out in about a week or so, but the cold start we had, I think we're about a month out at the moment. So in a month's time we should be able to get these potatoes up and get some good old first early potatoes. And as you can see, there is potatoes coming up here, but that is just a previous row from last year that I didn't dig up. So what I want to do is not to cover them ones, resource basically to boil them down, let them go to full bloom, and then dig the potatoes out when they're big enough. So that's absolutely fine. The mid crop, they're just showing themselves. Remember, these are all this was put in about the 1st of April, 2 weeks later, and then 2 weeks later. So I'm going to have successional sowing of potatoes. So in about another 2 weeks or so I'll come and I'll probably pile these up, hopefully, if they're big enough, and they're not going to go into flower and they're not going to shoot too quick. I've even had to do some watering. Yes, watering for the first time in weeks. So as I move down this allotment, we've got no show at the moment from the parsnips or the carrots, so that's absolutely fine. They normally take about 2 or 3 weeks to come up anyway, so I'll just keep them going. The pumpkins I planted in the last video have survived, and they're doing absolutely fantastic in this area. And I did have a comment in that section below, in the comment section below, asking why did I use the black membrane. The reason why I use the black membrane is because I'm going to trail these, so they got one vine each on each pumpkins, and then I can use them, and then I can grow big enough pumpkins to show you guys. So this year I'm only expecting about 5 pumpkins from this set we've got here, but they're going to be big pumpkins, hopefully. So the first plan is today, what I'm going to do is I've brought up my moneymaker tomatoes, and I'm going to put a whole row of moneymaker tomatoes in here. So first, let's get this stuff together and string the lines. So then guys, so what I've done is these are my tomatoes, what I'm sowing out at the allotment. These ones here, these are moneymaker tomatoes, and if you remember back to last year, I actually won a competition with Skinny Jean Gardener where I won some Empathy tomato feeds, and they are going to be used in the greenhouse this year. instead of down the allotment. Here I like just to keep things natural and try and grow tomatoes and that for cheap as possible. So the way I'm going to do this is just dig a hole, put some good old bloodfish and bone in, if you can see that, and then just go along the line. So let me bring you along and show you what I'm doing. So then, hopefully you can see this. All I'm going to do is dig a nice hole out in the ground. Remember, this was rotavated over 5 weeks ago and the ground has been absolutely fantastic. It's just starting to go through its dry stage now. I'll stick some bloodfish and bone in and then just add the tomato plant. They are a little bit smaller than what I normally like to plant them out at, but they will grow. So then, let's move on and get the rest of these done and I'll bring you back in a bit. So then, as you can see, that's 10 tomato plants in. They're spaced evenly apart and they've got plenty of room to grow, and obviously for me to get down into the middle and obviously give them a little weed out and stuff like that. This is advantages of growing in rows. I think you can always give yourself plenty of space to get down the aisles and to get to do the bits and pieces you need to do. So now, a couple of inches on, I'm going to do a row of beetroot, and these are the beetroot I'm going to be doing. Only 50p a packet from Wilkinson's. Wilkinson's in England, if you're not from England, is one of our local convenience stores that sells a bit of everything. So the beetroot, all I'm going to do is, if you can see, I've made a channel down this string line, and this is where I'm going to put the beetroot. This year I have learned to do successional sowing, because last year I put them all in one and I had about 10,000 beetroot, which I couldn't do very much with. So in that packet of beetroot seeds you get 275 beetroot, and that's what the seeds look like. You just see it in the sun. And the thing is, you never ever get problems in germinating beetroot. So all you want to do is space them apart, because you don't want to really go along thinning, so that's just a pain in the bum. And what I'm doing now is just standing on the path I've just made for the tomatoes, and if you see, I'm just thinning them out, running along the rows. That is the tomatoes and the beetroot in. I don't like to go too quick and plant everything out straight away on one plot, just in case we get any frost and we try and recover from that frost. So this is the way I've planned plot 2 this year, and the reason why I've planned it is because I've decided to do it in rows and not have any beds. So as you can see, I've got 2 strings here, and these are my carrots, my first early carrots. I've got a pathway here. I've got another row, I've got 2 rows of parsnips in here, another small path. I've got my 10 tomato plants, and then I have got my beetroot in here. You might think at the moment that you have got plenty of room to put another path in here, say. By the time that these parsnips are grown and the carrots are growing, the tomato plants are growing, this path will be even smaller, so you won't have that much room. So that is why I like to put quite a few paths in, which I'll be doing another small path here, and I will be putting in my second crop of carrots and my turnips and my winter crops into here, probably about 4 rows, and then the rest of that will be used for my salad bed. That is the tomatoes in and the beetroot. You must remember they're beetroot, you can't You can't tell them any difference. They all look the same. And I was having a look at this gooseberry tree the other day. It's the first time I've ever grown gooseberries, and I was given this tree by one of the other neighbours who was getting rid of it, and I just placed it in this spot. This is the first time I've grown it, and if you turn around, it's absolutely packed with fruit. There's so much fruit, gooseberries on here. Just let me know in the comments below if birds like to go for gooseberries, because as I said, I've never grown gooseberries before, so I'm a little bit unsure of if they go for them or not, if they like them or not. So let me know in the comment section below. So let's head over to plot 1 now and do a few jobs on plot 1. So then, about a week ago you see me record me cleaning out this bed and just maintaining it and getting it ready for the run of beans. And this is going to be one of the last jobs of the day, I think, because the night's starting to come in. At least it's cooling down a bit. Whew, that's been a hot day. And what we have here is the runner beans, what has been dying to go out. So what I'm going to do, guys, is put you on a bit of a time lapse of me planting in my runner beans. So let's go. So that's the runner beans in for 2021. You might have seen on the bit of time lapse at the back there, it looks like there's grassy spaces, but the thing is I've just cut the path and it's just blown onto the grass, so you just see me scraping away there. The reason why I don't use bloodfish and bone in this bed is because over the winter this had a whole treatment of horse muck, wood chip, old stuff coming out of the compost bin, so it's had quite a bit of nutrients put into the ground over the year. So the last job is to give them a water and then it's head home. So then, guys, I hope everyone had a fantastic bank holiday. I am off now and I'm going to enjoy the rest of it, probably with a beer in the garden. The garden update will be coming very shortly. But until the next video, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please hit the subscribe button to come along and join the family. Also, go across to my social media accounts and follow them as well, where I post other little pieces of video and stuff like that on there. So guys, until the next video, I'll catch you later.